I need some practice deploying with Kruleboyz. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through a bunch of different maps and deploy a bunch of times and think about it. And hopefully I can learn something. Hopefully you can learn something. Thanks to all the patrons. Don't forget, patrons get access to all of those spreadsheets that I use. They also get early invites to the TTS leagues that I run 4 times a year. And, list, help, stuff like that. Time in TTS. So that's interesting to you. Okay, so we're just on passing seasons. I'm also going to try to learn some of these maps a little bit better. In fact, we're not going to start on the first one because I've played this one. We're going to start on map number 5. Okay, so let's see. This is Surge of Slaughter. If you are the underdog, well, let's look at scoring first. Score 5 victory points if you control 1. Score 3 victory points if you control any pair. Okay, and there's 2 different pairs, front and back, left and right. So controlling the left and the right objective seem important, right? Score 2 victory points if you control more. So I think what you really want to go for is the left and the right, and to maintain your own objective. So maybe you want to try to control the 3 in the middle and hold your own. That's interesting. Okay. Twist, the underdog can use this ability. Once per battle round, start of the battle round. Pick a pair of objectives to be the target. For the rest of the battle round, add 1 to the Ren characteristic of friendly units' melee weapons while they are contesting either of the target objectives. Okay, so you get +1 rend. So it's like, whatever, you just have to win by lots. Okay, so here's the list. Scaregob Totem, Swamp Calla Shaman with a Killbow, Reinforced Bolt Boys, a standalone Swamp Calla Shaman, a Vulture with 2 units of Monster Killers, and a Sludge Raker Beast a Swamp Boss Scumdrake, a Soggy Scumdrake with 2 reinforced units of Gut Rippers. So, of course, we have to place our Scaregob Totem first. So here's how I'm sort of figuring out how to play the Scaregob Totem. So here's the aura of 18 inches. We can place it anywhere in friendly territory. So it has to be not on an objective, right? 3 inches from the center, which is basically what the thing is. And it's got to be 3 inches away from any terrain. So it would have to be placed somewhere like here. But the thing is, and this is something that we talked about in my interview with Tad the other day, in a position like this, it's not really it's not covering multiple objectives, right? So it's like, it being in a spot like this would be better, or it being in a spot like this would be better. And trying to set it up so that it's like maximally, so it's like if you're touching this objective, right? I don't think I can be 3 inches away, although I do think it counts from down here, but not from here. Right? So it's like, what I really need is just some widgets. Because let's face it, in reality, we use widgets. Right? Got to be 3 away from there, and I got to be 3 away from here. So what does that look like? That means I got to be like over here. It's so good to practice faction terrain, because the maps all roughly look the same. Okay, so here's what it would look like on this side of the map. And then on this side of the map, it would look something more like, because I want to be like 3 away from here. And 3 away from here. So it would be somewhere like this, right? And I really want to try to get it more in the middle, right? So it's like this one here is covering both of these objectives completely, right? So it's like anything that's on either of these objectives I'm going to be able to hit, while this one is not hitting this completely, but is more aggressive forward. This objective is going to be a lot easier to control than this one, right? So, and then another alternative would be somewhere like right in the middle. I don't think it matters all that much against whom we're playing. I don't think this can fit. It's going to have to fit like someplace like this. But this one doesn't feel very good because it's not hitting either really well. So you kind of have to pick what side of the board you want to go on, right? Because they're both, again, it's all about these objectives. I guess technically I could put it somewhere over here, but I don't think I'll be able to get it in a position that's like... It feels too far forward. Yeah, like I'm not going to be able to get it over here. So based on this information, I think going for... that's tricky. So I guess this is where maybe it plays a little bit of a difference depending on like what kind of army you're playing against. If you think you can be more aggressive, you go over here. But if you think that... Because we're trying to control both of these, but if we think we're going to play more defensively, then we're going to go over to this one on the left. But generally... I think we go for this one. I think even though it covers less of this objective, I think it covers enough. It also is going deeper into the opponent's territory, so I think I'm just going to go like this. Okay. So then when I drop first... Oh, right, I need to also see about places of power. So there is a place of power. It's this guy right here. Okay. So my Swamp Collar Shaman that's going to go into the tower is going to go stand... within 3 of the objective, or sorry, I'm not gonna get rid of the grots. I kind of put my little tokens off to the side when I play in person. I take them and I put them over here because just as a reminder, like I know which ones go with which units, and I put them sort of where my command points are, and they're just indicating to me that they still have those buffs, and then when they lose them, I throw them away, right? But they just kind of get in the way on the table, I feel. So this is generally going to be my first drop. I'm going to try to put him exactly 3 inches away, right? So that he can get into the tower, and he's also obscuring, right? He's obscured by this piece of terrain. State. Let's just get rid of this. Okay. And then the last thing I generally want to drop, I think, are my shooting. This, I think I'm not kind of torn about how I want to drop these, in what order I want to drop these. Because these guys sort of move around these guys, so I think maybe dropping these guys first is better. Okay, so we're going to go for a brick of Gut Rippers over here to try to take this objective here. And then a brick of Gut Rippers here. And see, it's like, it's tricky. Right, because like I've created... We'll put the Sludge Raker over here. He doesn't have to go with the Gut Rippers or anything. The Vulture Boss can go here. The Marsh Crawler can go here. 1 unit of Gut Rippers, or sorry, Monster Killers can go stand, because this objective is takeable from this line. So we're going to make sure that we take it. How far does this guy have to go to get on? Too far. The Vulture is going to try to get this objective over here. The Sludge Raker is going to go either here or into the middle, depending on what is going on the board. And then, I don't know what to do with this second unit of Gut Rippers. Shooting is going to be pretty central. And then this kill bow might drop based on where my opponent's monsters go. So we'll just stick it to the side. Maybe we'll actually put these guys like this. Just side by side, kind of protected in the back. Sludge Raker should be here. Monster Killers. I kind of almost need like a second setup for these guys. Like... Because this is the other sort of orientation that I put them in. Instead of being like straight out, they're kind of tucked in. a little bit. Right, I normally have them in one or the other. Right, either 3 in the front or 5 in the front. He's a little bit faster. It's kind of pretty easy to do, I guess. And then the Sludge Raker could tuck away depending on like what my opponent's throwing at me. So I don't know how I feel about this deployment. Oh, and then I forgot my other Swamp Kala. So he can just go right here because he's going to go one way or the other. I'm not wholly within 12 of the other Marsh Crawler. These guys should probably be back here. Maybe placing the Marsh Crawler earlier is a better idea. Just so I can be aware of my ranges. Right? Same thing with because one of these guys is going directly into the tower. Okay, so let's say my opponent makes us go first. Cool. We're just going to do like a move. Is it because this thing is locked that I can't put a guy in it? Why can't I interact with it? That's weird. Whatever. Swamp Kala goes in here. These Gut Rippas are going to start the long march. They're probably going to run. Oh, I've lost my, like... There we go. What if we unlock it? Huh, this was happening before, too. Okay. So... we're gonna go up, like, let's say... well... because this one's further away... this should be like this. And then these guys are all going to move up 5. This guy has a move of 6, if I recall. Let's just pull up Age of Index. Just so we don't make any mistakes. We're playing Kruleboyz. And this is a Marsh Crawler Sloggoth. Yeah, move of 6. So if these guys were to move a full... if they were to auto run and move another 6 inches... could they make it to the objective? Nope. They could not. But they can charge. And this guy moves 1 more inch. And they are wholly within 12. So they could run and charge onto that objective. They, however, would be alone. Right? Because the Vulture Boss is not going to be able to get it. Maybe the Vulture Boss should have been deployed over here. So that he could have swooped up 12 and charged into the fight. Yeah, I think I'm deploying him too passively. So he should have really just been back over here. And then if my opponent goes first, these guys can also redeploy 4 inches. Right off the rip. This is probably a decent position for him too. These Gut Rippas are going to run like 6 inches up, right? This Swamp Kala Shaman I think is probably going to stay in the middle. Bolt Boys are going to move up probably the first turn, right? Killbow is going to move up and probably doesn't have to move after that. These guys are going to have to run up and sort of take a position like this. And then the Monster Killers are going to... I mean, they can be the second unit into the middle if they want to. They could position themselves here and just stay out of the way. Hey, that's enough barking, little puppy. Right. Oh, sorry, I was muted. So this one, we're trying to control everything left to right again. Because it's control 3 if you control 1, 3 if you control 2, 2 points if you control any pair, and then 2 victory points if you control all in a line. Friendly manifestations have strike first. We don't really have any fighty manifestations, so it's not really going to be helpful to us. Sorry, one sec. Right, so we're essentially trying to hold our own objective while we control the 3 across the front. While you are the underdog, your army has the Rooted in the Realm and Full of Life abilities. Friendly units as weapons have anti-manifestation. Okay, who cares? Places of power. Okay, so big and a small, and then obscuring and objectives. Okay. This is not set up. Oh, right, probably because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. Okay, so this is objective or obstacle. These are places of power. This is a place of power. It even says place of power, place of power, place of power. Okay, so not that we care. We care very little about places of power, I think. Okay, so then here we go again, Boss Rock Tower. So this one's going to be really tricky because it can't be set up. It's got a way more of a limiting thing. If we want it to be in play in the middle, it's going to have to be in the back here, but that doesn't feel very good. It might not even be able to fit over here. This looks too tight. So over here doesn't seem very good either. It's taking this side, but it might just be better to put it like as central as we can get it. So it's got to be 3 inches away. So it's going to be one of 2 options. Either it's going to be like 3 inches this way, or it's going to be 3 inches this way, without really many other options here. Doesn't really make a difference. I'm going to put it on the left side. Okay, so what did we learn? We're going to take our Swamp Kala Shaman, and we're going to deploy him first. Let's get rid of these extra little tokens that we don't need. What I should really do is I should just bring all these things together and save it as a list. Save objects, orcs, list. Good. So our first drop is always going to be just the Swamp Kala Shaman. He's just going to be 3 inches behind the terrain just so he can jump into it. If we know that we're going to go first, it can be placed... It doesn't matter. Because he can also cast his spells and then jump into the tower. Which is fine. If we know that we're going... Maybe we could just roll off. Let's say 1, 2, 3. We're playing as if we're going to have to go first. Okay, so we're playing as if we're going to have to go first. So the Swamp Kala Shaman's going to go in the far back, so he can maybe get a manifestation off, and then jump into the tower, just in case they place something within unbind range, right? Because I don't think they can't place really anything within unbind range if he's this far back, right? Yeah, he's out of range. Okay. So the next unit that we want to drop is this Marsh Crawler. We're going to try to take these 2 objectives. Does it matter where? It doesn't really matter what side. So the Gut Rippas are both going to go through here, and maybe Scumdrek will charge in the middle. No, because our tower's on this side, we'll focus more heavily on this side. We have more defensive terrain over here. So we'll put like a unit of Mons to kill us over here. Scumdrek's going to go over about here, so he can play on both sides here, and then over here we'll do okay. So then that means that our Marsh Crawler wants to be over here. so that we can run. So we'll just stick them on the line, I think. Good. Then this is the unit. So if we want to drop the Marshcrawler first, then we probably want to drop the Gutrippaz next. So we'll change the list. God, TTS practice is so good. It's so useful to be able to sit down and just do this. We'll put the Marshcrawler in this regiment so that we can just deploy them all together. I don't like to break regiments. I just think it's lame. I don't think it should be an option in the game. I think that you should just have to deploy the whole regiment. It's silly that you can like break your regiments. Right? That's what I think anyway. It's not like casual friendly. I don't know. Just like deploy your regiments, you know what I mean? Okay, so then 2 units of Gutrippaz. So they can't really be deployed like that. Can we sit on the tower? Let me know in the comments if you can. For now, we'll pretend as if we can't. So we're just going to move this guy over here, and this guy can just move in the back here. No problem. Okay, and then the other unit of Gutrippaz. Can we put this unit straight like this? Nope, it's going to have to be the same kind of idea. That's fine. Cool. And then the Sludge Raker. So we said the Sludge Raker is going to go into the middle here. So he can sort of play both ways. Vulture Boss, wholly within 12 of both units of Gutrippaz. Depending on what our opponents do, we can redeploy 4 inches forward. Maybe that'll be okay. He might need to be off to the side. We'll see. A unit of Monster Killers over here. And then a unit of Monster Killers in reserve. This other unit of Monster Killers, I never know where to put them. They're always kind of slow. I guess they have to kind of go... In this deployment, they're going to have to kind of go over here with this other unit of Monster Killers, maybe. Swamp Collar Shaman will probably stick with the unit of Gutrippaz in the middle. Although it is, yeah, because the middle is where people are going to be fighting. If you control the middle, your opponent can't get the bonus. My dog had surgery yesterday. She's in the other room crying. I'm not sure if you can hear her. Poor little thing. She's got to stay in bed. And then the shooting can kind of go, depending on what our opponent has done, wherever it needs to go. Right? But it's always going to get tucked in the back. When I was talking to Tad, he was saying that, like, he puts his 3 and 3 on the flanks because he was playing Scouting Force, but I'm not. I want them to be here just for damage, and I don't care about getting things out. Because in my lists, I'm deploying as if I was playing, because it's sort of what I'm practicing now. Intercept and recover. And nope. Nope. I should really just be memorizing these. The order that they're in. Master the Pass. So I'm just trying to kill things. Right? I'm just trying to table my opponent. Okay, so if that was my deployment. We're going first. So we're going to run this unit of Gutrippaz. We'll just roll dice. We'll roll some dice. So they can go all the way up to 9. So they will. This unit of Gutrippaz is going to just go 11. We're going to auto run them 11 inches. He's probably going to run a little bit too. Left himself a little bit open here. The Vulture is just going to come up. I don't think I can get both of the... I don't think I can get both of the squads. This obscuring terrain is annoying. I don't think I can get them both. I would have had to have been right here where the Marshcrawler is. But that's okay. The Marshcrawler takes priority. Looks like I might be out. I'm not sure if I want to be out of combat. Probably. We could probably obscure this middle piece of terrain. Oops. No Ripper left behind. Sludge Raker's going to move up. We're going to roll here. What kind of roll do we need to even to get there? 8. Does it get us there? It does. But we needed, what, a 3 up? I guess it would have been the same either way, hey? Because what did these guys need to get there? Probably like a 3 up too. But pushing up the middle seems pretty good. Scummy's gonna just kind of move himself up a little bit here. And these guys are gonna run up too. I don't know how I feel about these guys here. Killbow might move up if he needs to. The Swamp Color Shaman. Oh, look, see, like, here's the thing, right? Is that because we auto-ran, Swamp Color Shaman can move 5, so he'll run with a 6. So he's still wholly within 12, and he's nice and protected on all sides. He's ready for some play. He's going into the tower. Interesting. Will he go up into this one? He will. Okay, we'll have to fix that later. I don't really care what it's called as long as it works. Shaman goes into the tower. I think I deleted him by accident. Okay. Bolt Boys move up if they need to. Whatever. They're 5 inches or less. I wish this unit was here. And not over there. I wish it was more in the middle. So if the Scumdrek is going to just slide up anyway and not fully engage, this unit of Gut Rippers, or sorry, this unit of Monster Killers should have just set up in their tight formation here. They probably wouldn't even be able to do this. They would probably have to do, like... Man, deploying is so important in this game. They probably would have had to have strung out like this. And then this unit of Gut Rippers sits on the tower like this. So maybe they could have come up a little bit more. With Scumdrek right behind them. Right, Marshcrawler was over here. Everything's packed in so far back now. kind of want them centralized most of the time. They could go over here, I guess. Right, but we're trying not to sneak them. Right, they have a range of 18 inches, so yeah, like it's fine. They'll sort of move up and they'll get into play. Not that worried about it. Yeah, all right. And then we're going to struggle to take this. But Scummy's going this way, right? We're going this way, we're going this way, we're going this way. These guys are all moving up. Swamp Color Shot. This is better. Right? It's better to have them like this. We can sort of play it out like this a little bit. And then whatever comes in, it's like we're going to make a little hole for Scumdrek to come through and fight. And same thing with the Vulture Boss. Okay. Let's try another one. Let's actually get this other tower in here. Okay, so this was 6. Now we're going to play map number 7. Right, this one's a little bit different too. So what's this one? Noxious Nexus. Objectives cannot be controlled in the first battle round. Okay. It's not really relevant. Right? You're going to just pretend like you can to fight for positioning. Score 5 victory points if you control the Oakenbrow objective. Score 3 victory points if you control the Gnar Root objective. Score 2 victory points if you control the Heartwood objective. 5, 3, 2. In addition, at the end of the battle round, a player scores 10 victory points if they control the Heartwood objective. Okay, so but that's not super relevant. Can we teleport onto it? We can. So we can just do this late, where we just teleport onto this objective. So we're not that concerned about this. We're trying to take the middle. Okay, so tower's gonna come down. Oh, of course, now this one doesn't have the... You know, you work so hard to get all these things sorted out ahead of time. And it doesn't matter what you do, it feels like there's always something that's not done correctly. Let's go ahead and save this again. Okay. So this, we don't need to place this as aggressively. We're not really on this map, and we're not generally trying to play on their side of the table. So as long as we can get, like, both of these objectives wholly, I think this is probably fine. If you're touching one of these circles, we can hit you a strike last. Cool. Shaman goes 3 inches behind. Okay, low, we're playing first. Okay, we're playing as if we're playing first again. So he can just be 3 inches behind. Cool. No problemo. Okay. Next, we'll put the Marsh Crawler in between the two. Ah! Slide in there. That's better. Whatever. It's annoying. Cool. Good enough. Good. So we now have our ranges. Probably actually stick them a little bit over this way after all that fighting. I should just save the unit like this in my list. I feel like they're almost always getting set up like this. And then second unit. This guy's out of range. You're a gut ripper. Get down out of there. You don't play in the tower, gut ripper. You're a swampy boy. You stay on the ground. Okay, that looks good. And then I think it's very tight deployment zone. And I kind of want like I'm a little bit afraid of putting Scumdrek this far out. But I think it'll be fine. So we can redeploy and countercharge if we want to. Run and charge. Maybe we'll send a unit of monster killers on a little mission. Or do you think maybe we should have like put them like this? This is probably better. Yeah, leaving little spaces for Swamp Call Shamans, that's pretty good. Shooty boys, kaboom, killy boy, and then these kind of go wherever they're needed, like wherever our opponents put things we want to end up shooting, right? Okay. Am I short a bolt boy, or do I have an extra bolt boy? I have an extra bolt boy. Okay, so turn one. We're going to run this unit of Gut Rippers. Does 6 inches touch? It does. That's good. These guys are going to run this way. This unit of Monster Kill is, or sorry, this unit of Gut Rippers here is going to auto run, so they're going to go 11 inches. Seven and 5. So they're gonna go kind of like this. They'll probably end up looking something like this. These guys are just gonna choke up the flank, I guess. Yeah, these guys need to be over here just to flank against the cavalry. They're probably going to come in around the side. This Marsh Crawler's very open, but still in a good position. Yeah, okay, that's not bad. I kind of feel like the Vulture can't be here. The Vulture needed to be over here. Because he's going to just like run out and threaten to come in from the side. Even in a position like this. Like he can fly over this, right? So just putting him here is better than being stuck in the back. And then they can still redeploy. Yeah, okay. The Vulture can't be bunched up with everything else. Right, we can redeploy 4 inches onto this objective. When our opponent comes at us, maybe. Okay, not bad. I think we're getting better at it. Oh, because these things are locked? Is that why the other ones didn't go away? Alright. Whatever, just deleting. The Liferoot. Oh, right, so this is the one where you have to control a bunch of terrain. I should really be streaming this on YouTube too, but... each player scores 1 Liferoot point at the end of each of their turns for each terrain feature they control. Each player scores victory points at the end of their turn. Score 5 victory points if you control 1. Score 3 victory points if you control both. Score 2 victory points if you have more Liferoot points than your opponent. So it's like a running total, and at the end of your turn, you score 2 victory points if you have more points. That turn. So... control the objectives, control their terrain. This is going to be a teleporty one. If the underdog, you can pick a friendly unit that has all of its models within 1 inches of a terrain feature. Okay. Return 1 slain model. So the Vulture boss, I think, wants to go this way. Oh. We're not going to control both. We're going to control the middle. This is really interesting. I'm just going to start throwing stuff on the table and see. Let's start, of course, with our tower. Just like front and center. All right. Let's see. Low, we're going first. Okay. Shaman's just going to be 3 inches behind him. Good enough. I'm kind of thinking that we want to put a kill bow like over here. So it can just sit in the back and just control this piece of terrain. And we can deploy it in a position where it's controlling, looks like. Looks like just barely. And then it can move on to that a thing, but it's so far though. It's so far to shoot. If they don't have juicy monster targets, I could just do this. But otherwise I have to commit something here. Right? The best case is it can move like up to like here. But whatever. We'll just deploy it here. Because really we don't want it there. Really we want it here. Right? Because then it's going to shoot into the nice juicy targets. So it's either the Kilbo or a unit of Monster-Killers that sit there. Because I don't think terrain is sticky. I don't think terrain is sticky. Let's just ask. Oops. Yeah, let's not put the Kilbo there. Let's just deploy like we normally do. The next up would be the Marsh Crawler. So we're going to try to control the middle. This is the side that's further away, so the Marsh Crawler is going to cheat onto that side. Cool. Our standard... Our standard Get Ripper formation. Good enough, whatever. Our second Gut Ripper is going on the left-hand side. Good. Bolt Boys are going wherever they need to go. Swamp Call is going to come up into the middle. I guess our Kilbo is going to also come up into the middle. Vulture is off on this side. He's going to try to rush down and grab that other objective. Or at least threaten to. How do we feel about Scumdrek over here? I don't particularly like it. Let's just put these things on the table. A unit of Monster-Killers is going to come over, like, piled into this corner a little bit better than this, but... roughly like this. And then this unit of Monster-Killers is going to sit back here. Right? And just sit on this objective. Or that piece of terrain. It's rough. Oh, that's an alarm for something. Right. I kind of want Scumdrek to be here. He needs to be kind of central. Like, he's kind of fast, right? And then what we do is we take the unit of Monster-Killers and put him over here. We kind of swap them places conceptually. This looks better. Okay, turn one move. Auto run. Oops. Jeez. So they can still charge. Run up here. Vulture's is coming in threatening. These guys should have tailed out a little bit. No, because they can't control both. Right, so they control this one, and then Soggy Scum controls this one. If the Monster Killers sit in the back, I could just teleport them out later. The Swamp Caller, that's supposed to... yeah, he can just follow this group here, I guess. That's fine. This looks fine. I do wish... yeah, this is fine. If I'm concerned about Scumdrack, I can leave him further back. Right, he could be the one that takes this back objective. So it's like we control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of terrain, and we're essentially telling our opponent that they're going to have to come and take these away from us. What if we're tied? Then you don't get them. Yeah, we would be fine here. Yeah, okay. Not bad. Which map was this? Four more left. We'll leave them for another time. Yeah, like, I don't know. What do you think about all this? Are you liking this deployment? Let me know if you think that there's anything that I could have done better down in the comments. That's fundamentally why I'm making these videos, right? There's still lots to learn. This is a very high skill ceiling army. There's so many things that you have to think about, but I'm starting to get a better grasp on it. I played a game last night and got my butt... I didn't get my butt kicked, but I could have done a lot better if I had deployed a little bit smarter. So let me know what you think. Join the Discord. Like, subscribe. Wow.